Good morning and welcome to Cincy Lifestyle. Happy Friday to you and happy Good Friday to you as well. What a beautiful morning we had starting out today, eh, Mona?
Hey, Clyde, I am so excited. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. And a lot of times people have, Good Friday services, but they may be having them, via Skype or Zoom or something today. So I just, pray that everybody is enjoying their Good Friday.
Yeah, I agree. It is, as we said, it's a beautiful day out there. So we certainly want to encourage people to enjoy the day. But remember to keep safe and keep a distance. Everybody's thinking about Easter this weekend. What was your family tradition?
Oh, my mom had us, because my dad worked nights. So mom had us set up, we colored eggs every year. We stuffed the little plastic eggs with candy. We made baskets for people in our family, and mom surprised us, of course, with baskets ourselves. It was a wonderful time. I loved it. What about you?
It sounds like your mom picked up the phone and called my mom because our Easter tradition wasn't very much different. Now, as I got older, part of the tradition was on Saturday going out and getting your new Sunday suit from Robert Hall. But yeah, otherwise it was pretty much
Remember
like
Robert Hall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't say it like that. It makes us sound old, Mona.
It really was. Well, you reached way back, Clyde, for that one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I can tell you on my way in this morning, I had a revelation. Not a religious one by any stretch of the imagination, but I passed a Starbucks that had a drive-up window. It looked like it looked like a drive-up window at a bank on payday. I mean, there was a long line of people just to go in and get a cup of coffee. You have no idea how much people miss these things until you see something like that.
That's right. That's right. You're absolutely right. But it's good to see people out safely and going just through the drive-through. But you know what? I thought I would use a lot less cash being home, but I really don't. I actually try to, when I get food delivery, I try to give them a tip and I want to give it in cash. And then I heard this morning, Clyde, that cash money handed to someone is like shaking their hand. It's an awful thing to do. So yeah, I don't know what to do now.
Well, Mona, right quick, let's point out to people that you are wearing a muumuu, and why is
I
that?
am. I'm going to stand up, see if you can see the whole thing a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because it's Friday and I am comfortable and I'm excited to be wearing my muumuu, also known as a captain. And it was given to me by one of my closest friends, Lynn, a couple years ago. And it's the most comfortable thing you can be in. That still looks nice. You can entertain guests. You can dress it up with some necklace and earrings. And I love it. It's really comfortable. So I'm being comfortable on this Good Friday.
I wear a size XL, so send me one because that sounds like a whole lot of fun.
It is. It really is.
Yep. All right. So this morning we got a question for you. What do trucks, tacos, and cannolis have in common? Well, actually a lot if you ask 3 local amigos who have taken their food business on wheels. Django Western Taco and Del Gordo's Cannolis. Now that's a team, and they have teamed up during this tough time to safely spread their passion for food. Allie went along to check it out.
This is Precious Cargo, Django Western Tacos, and Del Gordo Cannolis. Let's dive in.
Depending on the night, outside the music hall in Washington Park, or maybe even in your neighborhood, you may spot the familiar Hungry Bros food truck. But don't be fooled. It's really Django Unchained, a partnership between Django Western Taco and Del Gardo's Cannolis, where they're serving fresh hot tacos and artisan cannolis on wheels.
And what we did is we hooked up with Mike Mandel from Hungry Brothers Food Truck, and we decided, to make a partnership with him. He's not using the food truck right now. We want to sort of like spread our footprint as a restaurant during these times, sort of like bring some normalcy to some people that don't have it right now.
Oh, I love this place. We're going into different subdivisions, different areas of the city, different neighborhoods where people are talking with their homeowners association, their condo community, and then their neighbors to allow us to come and park. And once we get a big interest on their Facebook neighborhood page, we say, okay, then we are coming. We send them the menu, we send them a date, and this is the day we're coming, and we're there. It's working, and it's working well, to the point where we might actually buy a food truck after this.
I think the carnitas might be my favorite, but then I do really love the shrimp. Oh, and the chicken's really, really good too. So actually, don't ask me which one's my favorite because I think they're all good.
The current menu consists of 4 of Django's crowd favorite tacos, a kid menu, along with chips and queso, guac, and salsa, then rounding out with an Italian sweet treat twisted with a Mexican flair.
Well, David and Josh and I will get together to figure out what cannoli would be a bestseller for the community. And tonight, I'm actually pairing it with their serving, tacos. What goes with tacos? Churros. Churros is a specific dessert in the Mexican culture. So I decided to do a churro.
Creativity, consistency, quality, and food safety is key for these 3 amigos in this unique time of turmoil, and that certainly hasn't stopped them from adapting. And you know what they say when times get tough.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep I
have so much love for this city, the people in it, the atmosphere, the support that we're getting from all the local communities. It really does mean a lot because, at the end of the day, as a small business owner, putting the 70, 80 hours in a week, it justifies everything that I do. I feel that we're being appreciated. And you know what? All my friends out there, all the small business owners, just keep your head up. It's gonna be all right. This is what we are built for. We are built for this moment, and we just have to stand strong and just keep doing what we're doing.
Wow, what a great story. And Allie did a great job telling that story. Now, if you'd like to stay up to date on when and where the Django and Del Gordo's truck will be, I'm still having a hard time saying it. But anyway, where that truck will be in the foreseeable future, you'll certainly want to follow Django Western Taco on Facebook and Instagram for all the latest updates. And you can also request that they come to your neighborhood just by reaching out to them on Facebook as well. That sounds like a yummy choice, right, Mona?
James Bond, Jason Bourne, Napoleon Solo. The one thing all these people have in common is that they're characters from spy films and TV shows. But what if you could see what a real covert spy mission was like? Now you can with a new show from the Smithsonian Channel. And I want to welcome our guest, John Cipher, a foreign intelligence expert and former member of the CIA. John, we're going to jump right in because the big question is, are these stories actually true?
They're definitely true, and they're part of the kind of work that goes on every day in our national security structure at the FBI, the NSA, CIA, and others. Our job is to provide information for our policymakers, and that involves both espionage and other forms of intelligence collection.
That is so cool. All right, can you tell us a little bit about the points in time where these war stories take place?
Yeah, so the Smithsonian Channel, The Spy Wars with Damian Lewis, provides a sort of wide variety of interesting cases to give the viewer sort of a sense of what the United States and its allies are doing around the world to collect intelligence. So there's stories from the 1970s and 80s and 90s, but even ones, in this decade.
All right, you were with the CIA for nearly 30 years. Wow. Tell us a little bit more about your background.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm from upstate New York and went to school in the Northeast. I was always interested in history and political science. And the CIA ended up being a place that was really good for me because you get to take part in the events of the day. You have influence on the things the United States is engaged in. You also get to travel and live overseas. And I found that I really enjoyed learning new languages, learning new cultures, but also, doing things on the street, collecting information and being engaged in our national security.
All right. Well, with the stories on the show, do you remember any of these stories? And do they line up with the real events?
They certainly line up with the real events. And I remember some of the stories, or I remember all of the stories. There's a couple that I was directly involved in, and I show up on a couple of the episodes. And so I worked around the world, but also in Russia and on Russia issues. And so there's a couple stories there about traitors in our midst, or FBI special agent who spied for over 20 years for the Soviet Union and Russia. And there's another one about Russian illegals, which is which are Russian intelligence officers, but pretending to be Americans and Canadians and others living in our midst. And so they never have any connection with other Russians or in the Russian embassy. So they're very, very difficult for the FBI, whose job to defend against foreign intelligence operations, to find.
Man, that is so fascinating. And I've watched a couple of episodes of The Americans, and it's exactly what you're talking about. But your show, tell us where we can see your show and watch it.
So the Smithsonian channel is playing these on Sundays. It's called Spy Wars with Damian Lewis, and I think it's on most everybody's cable subscription.
All right, this is really exciting. I love this stuff. Thanks, John, for talking to us. I appreciate it.
My pleasure entirely. Thanks, Mona.
Very exciting, Mona. Thanks a lot. You know, we all know that medical workers are heroically on the front lines of keeping us healthy right now. But one local doctor isn't just using his stethoscope, he's also using a microphone to spread hope and joy in our area. And it is my pleasure to introduce you right now to Dr. Albert Weisbrot. Dr. Weisbrot, thank you so much for talking with us. You and I are neighbors apparently, so good to see you.
Yeah, it is. I see you walking around occasionally.
Yeah, and I'll be looking for you too. So talk to me right quick about the medical environment as you encounter it now, because you're doing telehealth appointments with patients, right?
We are doing telehealth as much as we can. Some people really can't do the video because they're elderly and they don't have the capability and the technology, and sometimes the technology is too much for us too. So it makes it hard. The telehealth is as personal as we can get that way, and it's the only way we can do it right now. And obviously, when people are sick enough, I have been seeing them in the office for follow-ups if it doesn't work on telehealth.
All right, so when was the moment that it hit you that singing would be a way to kind of lift people's spirits?
Well, you realize that I'm a person too, and I was feeling a little bit down, and I needed some comfort, and I haven't sung really in a long time. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do this song that I really always wanted to do, always found it fascinating, and it's such a meaningful song, a powerful song with so many inferences and emotions. And I thought, let me do this. And when I did it, I handed it out and gave it to some patients, and they were like crying, calling me back and saying, can we share this? And they felt so uplifted. And, for that moment in time, and I think it distracted them as well. So gave them something else to worry about and hid away. But I think it was really meaningful for them, personal and comforting.
Dr. Weisbrot, we unfortunately don't have a lot of time left, but I do want you to share with us briefly as possible, why it was you chose Hallelujah as the song to sing.
Well, there is so much meaning. It's such a song about celebration at this time of the year, also sadness, glory, giving, all the things that are going on right now in our state of isolation. And I thought it would be just perfect.
Sure. So if people want to take a look at what you have sung, how can they find it?
I think it's on Facebook and under my name, Albert Weisbrot.
Okay, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off there, but I appreciate that, and I'm sorry I mispronounced your name earlier. Yeah. We'll get it straight, socially distant on some corner in the hood, right?
Right. That's right.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here with us, and please continue doing what you're doing. It makes us all feel much better. Mona?
All right. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, we've got some easy home updates from an HGTV master. That's right, contract Chipway tell us about easy ways to boost your service and update your home without breaking the bank. All that and more. Welcome back. Well, spring is finally here, so while we're sheltering in place, one option to stay busy is with some timely do-it-yourself projects. And who better to be with us and help us with some good suggestions as TV contractor Chip Wade, the Emmy-winning host of shows like Elbow Room, Curb Appeal, The Block, and several other HGTV shows. All right, Chip, you are an expert. So tell us some of the lessons that you've learned with tackling a DIY project.
Thanks for having me. Yes, over the past 15 years of doing remodeling and new construction projects, I have a great sense of the products that work, the ones that don't, and the ones that are worth the hype. So actually, I'm stuck at home just like everybody else over the past few weeks, and me and my wife have done some true DIY projects. I have 4 things that I wanted to share with everybody watching of products that actually are worth the hype and are worth doing, and you can do it yourself even if you don't have a lot of experience. The first thing that I did was about 2 weeks ago. I decided I was going to rip out my closet and put in a closet storage solution in there, which was awesome, and it turned out great. I actually picked a model from Closet Made called Space Creations. It's really a high quality, intuitive design, really, really easy thing, and it was completely configurable. The next thing that I did was I actually installed a tile floor in one of the rooms on the lower level of my house. But again, if you're like, oh, tile, Chip, I can't do that. I don't have the tools. I don't have the time. I don't have the confidence. Well, lucky for you, there's a product out right now. It just came out. It's called Revo Tile from Dow Tile. This is real porcelain tile, which is the epitome of durability, the original, right? But it clicks together like any clickable floor, and it goes on top of any other floor, like existing tile, hardwood floor, even other clickable floor. Really, really awesome. No grout, no thin set needed, no tile spacers. You grout it same day, and you're on it, and you're using it. Next up, I wanted to demystify the sealant aisle, right? Have you ever been in the hardware store where, you know, there's 700 different options of white caulk and sealant, and all you want to do is just refresh your shower in your kitchen? I actually recommend this called Quick Seal Ultra from DAP. It's latex based, so it cleans up super easy. It's hydrophobic, which just beads everything up on it and it falls off. But it has a lifetime mold and mildew resistance guarantee and is shower ready in 4 hours. That's the differentiator that no other product has. So this is an awesome one to find. The last thing is, let's keep our family safe by making sure our smoke alarms are working. In fact, when you hit that little test button on your smoke alarm to see if there's power, that only tests the power in the battery. That doesn't test its ability to detect smoke. Actually, its ability to detect smoke is a time-sensitive one. They only last for 10 years and then they stop working. So unscrew the Kidda smoke detector. This is actually one that I'll tell you about in a second. And look at the date on the back to see when it was manufactured. If it's 10 years old or older, you're going to want to replace it. This Kidda No Worry one has a 10-year battery already built in, so you never have to change the battery. You put it up one time, and in 10 years, it gives you an alarm, and it's time to change it. So it doesn't get easier than that. Again, I bought a multi-pack and just replaced all of them in my house. So I'll be good to go and have the confidence that they're actually going to work if they're needed.
All right. All right, Chip, this has been great. Where can viewers go for more information?
I have all this set up for you guys on tipsontv.com. And of course, if you're looking for more inspirational DIY projects, you can always check out my website at chipwade.com.
All right, Chip, thanks so much for talking to us. Clyde?
All right, Mona, thanks a lot. That was really informative. Now, from health to finances, the coronavirus pandemic has, without a doubt, generated great concern across the country as we work to adjust to these uncertain times. One money expert offers suggestions to protect our finances. Take a look.
We're going to get through this. There's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, but we need to control what we can control right now. Most importantly, we've been asked to stay home. So whenever you use cash, there's a potential to spread germs. So right now, I really want to think about smart ways to reduce your financial risks. And one of my favorite ways is to set up a digital wallet. For example, through PayPal, as it's really secure, easy to use, it's free. So for more information, you can check out newsroom.paypal-corp.com.
And we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, Cincy Lifestyle has full episodes of the show up on YouTube. Find some fun segments you've never seen before, or watch your favorite ones again and again. So subscribe now on youtube.com/Cincy Lifestyle. Stick around. We'll be right back. Beautiful day out there right now. Look at that, sunshine, Makes you feel warm, but it's still brisk out there, so be careful as you go out. It'll be really also kind of chilly tonight, Mona.
Yeah, that picture looks like a postcard. It is so
Yeah, it
cool.
does.
Yes. Well, coming up next week here on Cincy Lifestyle, we get a sneak peek of a local designer's new spring line. The designer and creator herself will talk to us about what inspired her and how you can pick up these fun spring looks.
And then our good friend John Denny is back from Woodcraft. This time he's going to teach us how to make window boxes for all those spring flowers that are popping up right now. So we've got that and a whole lot more happening next week right here on Cincy Lifestyle. Mona, before we get away, I got to get to something I didn't get to with Dr. Weisbrot, and that is that he sang the national anthem before I believe it was a Cubs game in Chicago. So can you imagine how that must have felt?
Wow, that's amazing. His voice must be great. I have to check it out. I hope other people will check him out on his Facebook page.
Yeah, it's too bad copywriting wouldn't allow us to play at least a brief snippet of it, but those are the rules of the game, and we observe those rules.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, it's great that he's doing what he's doing and singing Hallelujah, largely apparently by popular demand too. So
yeah, that's a great song too. Really great.
It is.
That's right. Well, that's Cincy Lifestyle for today, Friday, April 10th.
And just remember, go ahead, Mona, you were going to say, I took the words right out of your mouth.
No, hey, we love it when we reach out to us. And when Clyde and I talk at the same time, that's good. At least we know we're both on it. Oh, my God.
It happens all the time, doesn't it, Mona?
Join us next
Thanks for watching our video, and if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, we love to say it, make it a great day.